Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are tuning in from. Thank you so much for supporting us. And those who are new to watching us, my name is Teresa Castro.
And I am Ricardo Vecinos.
And we are both technology toasters from Hacienda La Puente Unified School District. And we are excited. We've been waiting for this day for our student engagement session 5, gamifying your classroom. That's what we're going to be doing today. We've been waiting for this day. Our objective is to utilize online apps and tools to add gamification to your lessons. So our purpose is to bring learning to life with games such as Gimkit, Kahoot, Quizlet, Quizzes, and Blooke. There are so many out there, but we picked the best of the best that works for our purpose. So we hope you are excited to learn with us. Our non-purpose is we don't expect you to be a gamification expert. We don't expect you to throw out everything you've been doing, and we don't want you to feel limited to what we are sharing today. Ding. So we're going to be going over gamification, and you might wonder why would I want to do this? It looks like a lot of work. It looks like they're just playing games. Are they really learning anything? So we're going to be going into this. Why would you actually want to do it? Gamification is so amazing because it helps you check for understanding while you're providing instruction. It serves also as a formative assessment. You're able to see how well your students are understanding your concepts, and you can adjust instruction from there, right? Of course, it's engaging. That's why we're including it in this session, right? It's fun for the kids. They're all engaged and with you as you're teaching your lessons. You're meeting the students where they are, whether we're talking about level or we're talking about tapping into their digital skills. Students love doing digital games and things like that. So we're already taking what they love and what they know how to do, and we're inserting our instruction in there, right? And it's fun for everybody and for the teachers too. You can use data to guide your instruction. It also, a lot of them allow the students to self-pace. So as they're learning, they can work at their own pace. They can also self-assess and see how they're doing at certain skills with gamification. Did you want to add to that, Ricardo, before I move on?
I was going to say that I love to play video games. I grew up playing video games, and we know that most of our students love playing video games. And then when they play video games, we don't think about it, but they use many skills. They are problem solving. If you think about it, they're taking facts and information on the spot as they're playing this video game, right? And they're using those tools to solve problems as they play the games. Also, when you think about it, feedback is also important to win the game. And they're actually taking that feedback and analyzing the feedback and trying to put that into play when they are trying to win this game. And the interesting thing, when you think about it, is that when they fail, they don't give up. Right. And that's the great thing about taking gamification into the classroom. They continue playing. Also, nowadays, right, the collaboration with those games, right, where they can be miles apart and collaborating with someone else playing those games. So think about that. They also will teach their friends through games, right? Oh, I know how to do that. I beat that level, right? This is how you do it, and so on and so on. And that collaboration is like so necessary, right? And when you think about it, failure is actually a form of feedback when you think about it, right? They don't give up. They actually learn from that failure, and they're like, okay, you know what? That boss moved this way, so I got to move that way, right? So when you think about it, right, that learning and assessment are tightly integrated when they're playing video games. So all we're doing is taking those skills and those tools and bringing them into the classroom. That's basically what this is for us.
Absolutely. I like how you put that together. Perfect. So here are some broad examples of what gamification would look like in your classroom. So you could adapt old school games for your classroom, such as scavenger hunts, bingo, Connect Four, things like that you already know, and you could bring them into your classroom.
I have to say, I had one of those older projectors, if you remember, with the little things we erased. What were they called? I don't even remember what they were called.
The overhead projectors.
The overhead projectors, right? And I had this frog game that I used to play with the dice that I would project, and it was to conjugate verbs, and the kids love playing that kind of game. So even then, back then, with that overhead projector, we were basically doing this. We were adapting old school games for the classroom, basically.
It's like you're trying to trick them to learn, which, I mean, they have no idea they're learning, but they're having fun at the same time, right? So another way is to play digital games, which we're going to spend most of our time in today. We're going to be showing you digital games such as Quizzes. Ricardo, I know you're going to add to that. So
Kahoot, we're going to Gimkit, so many of them. But the idea today, again, is the digital games. That's what we want to focus today, our session today.
Yeah, because this gamification can take weeks, right? But we have to focus somewhere. So another way is to create a quest, which is like a mission with an objective where students can earn points as they continue on. digitally as well. So our next one, go ahead, Ricardo.
Those escape rooms would be one of those samples, right, where they're trying to figure
Yes.
out how to escape to finish this quest that they're trying to finish through
Right.
escape
And
rooms.
while
So
they're
we've
doing
seen
that,
that.
they're learning concepts. It's amazing. And the next one is battle it out with a boss battle, and where the students are actually defeating something or someone in order to move on to another level, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna show how old I am, and then think about Super Mario, right? When
Yeah.
you're trying to beat that boss, right, at the end of the level, right? And
Kids play
you're
that today too,
basically,
Ricardo.
well, but the one I play was with the little joystick that doesn't exist, right? They use their hands now. But no, but I was using GimKit just last week with my CTY students, and I ended up, and we'll show you that today. I was the boss, and they were basically trying to defeat me, and then just the collaboration of my 5 students in that particular class trying to beat me as the boss was just so engaging and so
Kids
incredible to
love
see the
to
kids.
do that.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna beat the teacher and we're gonna beat him in Spanish. We know more than he does, right? So pretty amazing. Yeah.
And the last one is earn a badge for mastery. I mean, we all love badges, like when you're Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, we love having those badges. And so just earning those things as you move through levels, as you are acquiring these skills, of course, is inspiration to continue on, right?
I know I love those digital badges. Last year, we used Canvas as our LMS, and we discovered a way to award those type of badges to our students when they finish a module. And you will see the difference when the kids were they wanted to get that badge at the end, and they just created a whole different level of engagement. Yes.
I mean, that's us too, right? When we go to trainings and we see that there's badges, it's like you want to go through all these things to earn those badges. It's just really inspiring. So to kind of sum it up, we found this quote on the side. We'll just go ahead and read it with you. Gamification is about transforming the classroom environment and regular activities into a game. It requires creativity, collaboration, and play. There are numerous ways to bring games and game playing into the classroom to promote learning and deepen student understanding of subject matter. So again, as all the things we share with you, we don't want you to try it for the sake of technology, even though we love technology. We want to make sure you're just using it as a vehicle to deepen the learning that's already happening in your classroom. So be selective on what you choose, not just for fun, but make sure it lends itself to your concepts that you're trying to teach. So
yeah, that's a great way to put it, Teresa. And we're gonna go ahead and start. And then as we go there, we're gonna start. We're gonna see a couple of games today. The first one that I want to start with is quizzes. It is probably one of my favorites because of the data it provides to me as a teacher when I'm able to go and see the scores and how the kids did and where they would have missed. And then you're going to see that we're going to play a game, and at the end, we're going to see the data, and we can go back and reteach and be able to see on the spot, on the moment, checking for understanding and being able to understand where the kids might have missed something or where they might have gone wrong. So just like anything else, there are paid versions and there are the free versions. Today, you're going to see nothing but the free versions of all of these different platforms. That's what we want to make sure that we show you. If you are interested in the paid versions, you definitely can explore that on your own. But today, we're just doing the free ones. Okay, so again, just like last week, you're going to find out how old I am. When I go to log in, you're going to notice that I have the old way. I didn't log in with Google or with Microsoft at the time. I have my own way of logging in. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to Quizzes. Now it's all easy with Microsoft and with Google, but I have the old way of doing it. And I'm inside of Quizzes now. Okay. And we're going to spend a lot of time on Quizzes because some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about on Quizzes is going to apply to the other platforms that we're going to see. Okay. So I'm just going to go through it really, really quick. I'll go to the bottom in this one, and then I'll show you what's on this side too. So the first thing obviously is your account over here, and then you can kind of play with your profile as I go down. And then over here you have the ability to do two things. You can create quizzes or lessons. Most people are familiar with quizzes, which we're going to see. If you have not seen lessons, they are incredible. It's a whole different level of engagement, and we'll actually see that today. Okay. You can explore. So this is something that I think best practice. There is no need for you to reinvent the wheel. There's so many quizzes, Kahoots, Quizlets that are already created for you that you can just come in here and search, and you'll be able to find so many of them already created. Let's kind of look for an example. Let's Teresa, will be something that we might want to look for. Oh, I know, the water cycle. And Teresa's laughing because this is probably one of her favorite samples to use. Notice I just clicked on there and I found just so much info that I can take over here, and I can just play it as it is, or I can modify it to what I'm trying to accomplish with my students. Just to give you an idea that you can look over here, I just went to explore. I look in the quizzes library. I can also look on my library or reports. But right now, I was just showing you how you can just find all of these
It's
created
amazing.
games already. Okay, so that's explore right there. I have a library in here. And then you're going to see that when I go in here, I can show you in here that when I go to my library, I've divided them in folders for my John Hopkins classes. I have my SB21, my SB22, just to make it easier for me to find them. And it will show anything that you've done right in here too, okay? You can like, you can save, and so on and so on. So they're available right there, okay? This organization is new, just to see it. If you wanted to upgrade something that is space, I'm not going to spend much time on it, but it actually allows you to integrate with an LMS like Canvas, and it does an amazing job, but we are not going to spend time with that. The reports are incredible. So notice I was teaching a class yesterday, and I just want to give you an idea what this looks like, okay? I'm just going to click on verb gustar, and then here I can see by participants how my kids did really quick. I can see and I can say, okay, for the most part, they got everything, right? There's a couple of mistakes right here, right? I can go by questions when my kids were taking the test, and I can come and see which ones we missed. So I might have to go back and reteach this one right here because one of my students missed it, right? But I can see that for the most part, the kids did really, really well, and maybe we can move on because it looks like they're grasping the concepts. Okay, so you can see that in there. You can see an overview. This is just incredible to be able to see this kind of data right here. I mean, just think about how powerful this is to be able to see that as a whole, my students are grasping that concept, right? So that gives you an idea of what the reports is. You can print them, you can download them, and so on and so on. So you have that option right there. This, if you are a Google Classroom user, you can actually integrate quizzes with Google. You can automatically send any quizzes that you're doing into your Google Classroom by just attaching them right here. We used to be a Google Classroom district. We're using that a lot. We don't do it anymore, but you'll be able to see that it's really easy to do, to just send anything from quizzes into Google Classroom, okay? And then finally over here, you have your settings, okay? And then again, just simple that you can see right there. But let's go ahead and do what it looks like, okay? I'm going to show you the simplest, which is just a quiz, okay? So let's start with that one, okay? So let's go to a quiz, and I can create my own quiz over here. And that just basically means that I'm going to create question by question. And it's pretty simple. I'm going to do that. I'm going to just do verbs, okay? I'm not going to spend time creating. I just want you to see it. And I will give it a subject in this case. I'm just going to go to more. And I can probably find languages in here. I don't know if you see it, Teresa. I'm just going to go other, I guess. And next. And when you create it, notice that you have the option to search for questions. So again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I can just say present tense in Spanish, and notice that it already knew that it was verb. So it's looking for those type of questions that I could just import if I wanted to. I have the option to do multiple choice, checkbox, fill in the blanks, polls, open-ended, and slide, which is I'm going to talk to in a second. And then I can add an image to my quiz, and I'm ready to create the quiz. Just because of the limited time that we have, I'm not going to create one, but it's pretty simple to do. I'll show you just a multiple choice. I will just type my question. Okay, I do have the ability to add math formulas if I wanted to. I can add an image, I can add audio, I can add video, and I can just put in my answers here and tell it which one's going to be the right answer. And I can continue to move on and add more questions as I go through it. So very simple to do. But because we don't have a lot of time, I'm just going to go back. So I'm not going to publish this, okay? So let's get out of it. So if I want to publish this, I would, but we're not going to do it today. So let's go ahead and go back. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what it will look like. Okay, let's play a game. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to my library. Okay, let's say that I was doing a game. I'm going to do this area systematic grade passback. Let's see how we do on this one, Teresa. Okay, so I'm going to play this game. So let me show you. I'm going to select it, and you have a couple of options. You can actually start a live quiz with the students and you together. Okay, and then you can do the classic, which is basically the students are going to do this at their own pace, or they can do instructor pace. If you have seen Kahoot, it's where the teacher is actually showing each question one at a time together. So you can do that. I like to use the classic. And also you have the ability to just assign as homework so the students can do it on their own. Let's try now. Let's just do a live quiz. I'm just going to do classic. Okay. When I do this, I have the ability to change some options in here. Okay. So you might see this right here. Something that a lot of our teachers, when they start using this, they start using the name factory, because you might have a student or two that might use, inappropriate name. So because of that, they like to just have the platform create that name for the students, basically. Okay, but I'm just gonna leave everything the same. Why do my students love quizzes? because of the memes. When they are playing the games and they get a question right, they get these funny memes. Or when they get it wrong, the same thing happens. And notice that some people don't know that you actually have more than one, that you can have them randomized, so you can actually go through here and explore the ones that they have, and you can decide to pick one. So I like to have it on random, so my kids don't always see the same one. So it's just right there. Okay, so I'm ready to go. So I'm going to continue. It's just 4 questions. And this is where your kids come in, okay? The kids are able to get the, I like to just kind of click, copy the link, and provide it through, if I'm using Canvas, through a discussion, an assignment, whether it be on a page, okay? Or you can just tell the kids to basically go to joinmyquiz.com and enter the code, which is what I'm going to do really quick. So if you give me a second, because I'm going to try to go in here. Let's have some participants kind of join us. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So I'm going to go in there. So it's going to ask me for my name. And then the students, because I want you to see this, okay? When the students join, they do have some options. I want you to see that, okay? So they have their name right there. They can decide to turn the music off. If they don't want to hear the music, they can decide to turn the sound effects on or off. If they don't want to see the memes, they can do that. And they also have the ability to turn the read out loud. So for the little ones that might need those questions read to them, you might have to turn this on for them or tell them how to turn that on, okay? But notice that that is what the students see. And now I'm ready to play, okay? So what you're going to see is going to be really interesting. You're going to see that in my screen as the teacher, because I did it this way, I'm just going to see the kids playing the game, and then I'll bring the students screen in a second, and so you can see it. So let's start the game. So notice that it's going to start, and then as a teacher, I can just see the board of how my students are doing right here, the leaderboard basically, okay? So let's see that. So as the students are answering the questions, and I'm just reading right here, I want to show you what it looks like for our students. So as they're answering the questions, here's the meme that I was talking about. Let's go to next question. Okay. It's only 4 questions, so I think we're going to be able to go through here fast. And I'm doing horrible in this quiz. I got one right. These are the memes that I was talking about. And then notice the quiz has this redemption question. So if you miss 1 or 2 questions, you have the opportunity to go back and actually do that question. It was more than one answer. Okay. Okay. That should give you an idea of how it works. You as a teacher, and I'm gonna get out of here right now, have the ability over here to end the game if you wanted to end the game. If you don't want to wait for the students to finish. So I'm just gonna end it. The students get really excited about seeing the leaderboard and see who won first place. Again, it's all about competition over here. And then, but what I wanted to show you again is that after you've done this, you can review the questions over here. I can come in here and I can go to questions, and I can actually go one by one and look at it with my students and be able to go back and reteach something, or be able to go back and see what my students might need reinforcement on. And this is just very, very powerful to see. Okay, so just wanted to make sure that you saw how this works. Teresa, anything else to add when it comes to that particular way of playing the game?
No, that was I was so focused because I wanted to win, which I did win, by the way, in case you didn't notice. But
I saw that.
I mean, just I was so excited to do. I just imagine the kids like just getting really excited, and competing with one another is also a fun and inspiring way to get these skills correct. So
I like doing it live because of the competition on the spot. You also have the ability, like we said, to do it as a homework assignment, which the kids will be basically doing it on their own. So just so you know, that's also an option. We didn't show you that today, but I did want to make sure that I show you lessons, okay? So I'm going to click on lessons because I want you to see what it looks, okay? So I want to leave that, okay? So I'm going to go to lessons, okay? And instead of creating a lesson, the same thing, I can create one, okay? If I wanted to. Let me just look for one so you can see it, okay? And I'm going to go to the water cycle again. Okay, and I'm going to change over here, and I'm going to look for quiz library. I'm already there, and let's go ahead and look for it. And when you look for it, you can see that a lot of them over here are actually quizzes over here, right? Top quizzes, but I also have lessons, okay? So I want to show you what this looks like, okay? So we're going to use something that is called a lesson. So what's going to happen now is that if I pick this one right here, okay, I'm going to start a live lesson. You're going to see what's going to happen. Now it's not just a game, okay? So I'm actually, as the teacher, I'm going to present, okay? So here I come, and I have slides that basically, if we have, Teresa, do you mind joining my this particular lesson so we can see it?
Sure.
So I'm going to wait for Teresa to join, and we're going to be talking about the water cycle. And again, you can provide that link for them.
Okay.
And as soon as she comes in, I can see that she's right here with the T. Okay, so I could wait for all of my students to join, but we're just going to do it with Teresa right now. So let's go ahead and start. So now we're going to the water cycle, and notice what I have here. I can provide, again, it's going to give you kind of a, I'm going to skip it. It's going to give you an overview of what it is, the lesson is. I'm just going to skip it right now. If I wanted, maybe a student came in late, I can come in here and just show the code for the students to join. Maybe the student didn't join or didn't come through, or they might have had problems, right? They can still join for you. So you can provide that for them, okay? This is amazing. I can actually write on my screen as I am teaching. So let me show you what it looks like, okay? So let's start our lesson today. So we're going to be talking about the water cycle. And notice that this kind of looks like a PowerPoint presentation. I can talk about the movement of water, and I can talk about how water on Earth is continuously moving, right? And as I go through my lesson, I can talk about how the water cycle and the atmosphere and so on and so on. Teresa will probably be better at presenting this lesson than I would be. The sun is the major source of energy and so on, right? I can go to most of the air. Water can be found in the oceans. I can come in here and notice what I can do. I have the ability to come, highlight, right? I can change the color if I want to, okay? I can erase if I want to, okay? I can clear everything if I want to. So I have the ability to be teaching inside the slides, but what I want you to see is that I'm going to continue, okay? And notice what happened. Now, Teresa, based on my first slide, is going to have to answer a question. Okay, so there you go. All done. It tells you that it's all done, and it will tell you if they got it right or wrong. And as you are doing it, you can kind of look at the participants view if you wanted to do that. Okay, the chart view if you wanted to see it this way, right? And the full question view if you wanted to see it, right? And what happened there. Okay, so that was that question that went with that first slide. I continue through my presentation, and I can talk about the next part of the lesson, right? Here's my slide, and I can cover it. I can use, again, my pen to highlight, to add whatever I might want to add to it, right? I can explain the image over here if I wanted to, okay? And then as I go next, you're going to notice that Teresa's going to get another question.
Oh, I didn't even look at the slide.
The question is right there. Okay, and then you can see when your students are all done, and you can see how they did right on the spot. If I went to see again, shows you the leaderboard, who's winning the points, and again that competition for the students, right? Who's winning and who's not, and we can see how Teresa did, and she was correct. And I can continue to move to the next slide, and this will be basically, in essence, what the lesson looks like. And I'm going to talk about condensation, and I can talk about what it is, and I can describe or just read what's on my slide. I can again use the pen and go to the next one, and notice that when I go to the next one, we have that question, right? So we're checking for understanding as we go through, and this is going to be the last one that we're going to do.
And from the student point of view, we don't see any of the controls that Ricardo sees right now. From the students, you just see the slides and you just see the options. So very clean.
Exactly. So I'm gonna stop this right now. We can end it if we want to, but I wanted to make sure that you were aware that this is actually available for you. I don't think most people know that lessons are available in Quizzes, so we wanted to make sure that you knew this. It's pretty incredible. A lot of these lessons are already built for you, like I said, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to basically go and create them yourself. I can come over here and I can just end the session. Okay. Okay, I can view the report. Again, reports and quizzes are incredible, okay? I'm just going to go back home.
And when he did that, the student sees their report as well. Like I can see how well I did and what I missed and things like that. So that's pretty powerful.
So this is basically, in essence, what quizzes looks like. Again, you have the ability to just do a quiz and to do that new lesson that I was talking about. And again, there's no reason for you to have to create your own quizzes. There's so much out there that you can just find and use, and then they just kind of tailor it to what's going to work for you. Okay. Is there anything else that I missed on quizzes, Teresa?
Nope.
Okay, so we're gonna move on, and we're gonna move on to one that you probably are very familiar with, Kahoot. Okay, we've been using this one for years, and it's still one of my favorites when I'm working with my students, because I actually get to work with them together as we are doing a lesson. So I want to show you again. I'm gonna log in. Okay. Right, Google, Microsoft, and so on and so on. I am the old school one that actually created an account before that existed, I guess. So I'm gonna log in there. Let's give it a second. Okay, and then again, same thing. Okay, instead of having it on the side now, you're gonna have home on the top. Discover if you're looking for something. Okay, you can look for different type of Kahoots that are available here. Okay, you can find a Kahoot over here if you wanted to. So if I was doing present progressive in Spanish, let's say that, just that. Okay, I can just kind of type it, and notice that it will give me just so much stuff that's already created for you.
Wow.
And there's just so much that you can do. And notice that you can actually filter by most relevant, which I like to keep it like that, most play or highest quality too. So if you wanted to
There's
go by
over
highest quality,
6,000.
there's no need for you to have to create those, right? Again, I have the ability to have a library if I want to. And notice again, I do have a library for my classes, just to keep everything organized, right? Just keeps it simple for me, okay? And it does try to sell you something. I'm not going to buy it. So I'm just going to go in there. So here it goes. I have it by class. If I wanted to see that, here's my Spanish 21 class, and I have 8 Kahoots inside of it. So I just keep myself organized, knowing exactly in which folders they are. So you have that in there. They do have reports too. Okay, so same idea as quizzes. So you do have there, and they also have groups. Okay, something that is brand new right here. Okay, so you can basically collaborate with other people and create those groups and put everything in there. So everybody's using basically the same Kahoots. That's what it is basically. Okay, and then but let's look at it really quick. Something that people love about Kahoot is that if you remember the Bitmoji craziness, right, that happened last year or 2 years ago, right? You're going to see that I'm going to go home and we're going to play a game with Teresa really quick. We'll do something. Let's do that present progressive I was talking about. Just simple. We're not going to play the whole game. When I go to it, I can edit. I can get it ready. I can change some things in here. I can show the answers just to make sure that everything is okay. And I can just hit play. Over here, I can edit if I want to, right? I can share the Kahoot. I can favorite the Kahoot. And over here, I can add to collections, like I said, duplicate, reports, rename, preview, and so on and so on. Let's just play it. Okay. Same idea. You can do the teach, which is the one that I like to do all the time with my students in class, or you can also do the assign, where they can do it at their own pace as homework if you wanted to. And there's something here that is new, and kids can play on their own. They can just practice, and it creates virtual players that play against them. Okay, so there's no other real people playing against them. It just creates this virtual players that are playing against them. So let's just do the teach right now. Okay, so it's going to open. You have the ability to do player versus player, which is what I do. And you can do teams. If they're sharing devices, they might not have enough devices. You can do it that way too. Okay. Notice this is what I was talking about. I have my Bitmoji is included inside of my Kahoots. And I know my students love to see that. So I'm going to keep that in there. You also can have the personalized learning, where the practice question, basically it knows how the kids are doing, and it knows how to adjust the questions as they're going through it. Okay. Kind of a nice thing. And also, again, the nickname generator, right? In case that at the beginning you don't trust your kids to use their own names, okay? And there's other options right in here, okay? Just to throw this out there, before COVID hit, at some schools in our district, we had some students that figured out how to actually hack Kahoot. And they will come in here and do and take over as players, and so on and so on, and just enabling the two-step verification saved all the problems. They actually solved everything that we had, all those problems we were having. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to classic. Okay, and this is what I was talking about, because I've actually added my Bitmoji to it. When it creates the game, you're going to see that I'm actually part of it.
That's cute.
I'm right there, right? So the same concept, the kids will go to kahoot.it and then enter the pin, and I'm going to see if I can join. So give me 1 second. And I see, is that Teresa? Are you me? Is that you?
I don't know.
Let me go ahead and enter it too.
This is an unfair advantage because you're the instructor of this course and I don't speak this language. So
we just want to make sure that we
nice
show
try.
it, okay?
I see.
Okay, so we have our players in. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. And notice that it's a duplicate. I just took something that was already created. There's no need for me to create something, okay? So we come in here and the students are actually, you are actually showing the question and the students and the device can actually look at their, I'm going to show you what Teresa's screen looks like. This is what she has. And based on what she
That's
sees
it.
on my screen, she can decide which is the answer, right? Okay, so basically they will put their answer, right? And Teresa, you can guess, right? There you go. Okay, and then you will move
Thank
through
you.
it. Okay, the leaderboard again, and we're not gonna do it all, but again, what does progressive mean? Okay, and it's again unfair advantage, right? Because Teresa actually got it right, and let's do one more.
Please don't.
ING.
Are you telling me the answer or are you
I
tricking me
am.
so
I
I'm wrong?
am. Okay.
Okay.
So you will continue the game, right? I'm just gonna end the game. Yeah, just because I want to just make sure that you saw that. Okay.
That's very
Here's-
stressful, just so you know. So students have to really know what they're doing.
and again, the podium, right? You'll be able to see who won, right? And so on and so on. I think Teresa won this game.
Um,
Okay. And then here I am again. So notice that this is kind of the kids love to see that. Okay. So I
that's
wanted to
so
make sure you
funny.
saw that. You can see the report after you're done with it again. Okay. And you'll be able to see it. Okay. You stop sharing your screen. You don't want to embarrass any of the students, right? With the report in case a kid did bad
Oh,
or they didn't try and so on and so on. So you'll be able to do that if you want to. Okay. So just so you know, that's how that's going to work. How did I integrate my Bitmoji? Very, very simple. Okay. I can come in here. Okay. I can go to settings. I can go to profile settings. And over here, all you will need to do is connect it right here. And we have a video on how to do that. But once you do that, it just becomes a whole different experience for the students because you're actually part of the game too. Okay.
and you don't have to do anything else, right? You don't choose them. That's all you do, and it
It,
chooses for you. So it's
once you connected the Bitmoji, that's it for you. It just you become part of the game. It's such a great
it's fun.
feature to have. So again, everything else is basically the same in here. Okay, so I wanted to make sure. When I first started using this type of games, Quizlet was my favorite. As a Spanish teacher, as teaching Spanish 1, vocabulary was something that was huge for me. So having the kids create those flashcards and being able to look at those flashcards in Spanish and English was huge. Eventually, I noticed that it didn't have to just be Spanish and English, right? I could do it in a different way, Spanish and or different types of things. So I want to show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm in Quizlet right now. I'm already logged in. Again, home. This is brand new explanations right here. And basically it takes the textbooks, okay, the official textbooks. And I'll just give you an example of what this looks like, okay? We're not going to play it, but I want to make sure that you see it. I'm going to look for Realidades, which is a book that we use in Spanish, okay? And notice that it actually, all of this stuff comes from the whole chapter of the book is here. And actually everything that you're going to have to
Wow.
do, it's in here. And it basically takes the kids through every activity by page. And there have been quizzes that have been created based on that book by activity, by exercise, and so on and so on. So pretty incredible to see that they have something called explanations right in here. And some of the books that you use might be here. Some of them might not be here. They might be working on them. But you can actually come in here and search and there'll be, some of them might be available for you right there. Okay?
Amazing.
Yeah. But we're going to just basically go again. You can create, if you want to, a study set, right? You can create a folder or you can create a class, okay? And then over here, my library is in here, okay? I'm just going to show you again. I have folders in here, okay? I have just for my daughter who likes to play this game. I also have my classes, my SP21, and if I go in there, you'll see that all of my Quizlets for that particular class are in here. So I do have that ability in here, but I can also come in here and just search for them. I don't have to, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I can just come in here and just search for something that I might want. Okay. So let's try the water cycle again, right? Why not? Okay. And I'll be able to find just so many of them that are already done for you that you might not have to recreate, reinvent the wheel. So it's all in here. Okay. Let's just to give you an idea what it looks like. A little bit different, and I really love it. I'm gonna use actually. Let's go ahead and use let's just use this particular vocabulary that I have here. There's 63 terms. What I want you to see is that you have a lot of options. I'm not going to go over all of them, okay? But what I love about this one is that it empowers the students to actually master this on their own. You don't have to be with them. Once you provide it and create this for them, notice that we have, we'll do the live, which will be a game where we're going to play together. But you have the flashcards, okay?
El álbum.
Where it will actually repeat it for the students. I don't know if you were able to hear that. And I can just kind of click in and it will show it to me. And I can kind of move on through them.
El asiento.
Seat.
Okay, so you can see that. I can play them automatically. I can shuffle them.
Ganar, perder un partido.
I can have options where I can listen
To
to
win,
the
lose a
audio,
game.
yes or no. If I can answer with English or
En la
Spanish, because that's what I'm
deportista.
doing, right? I can start
Ganar,
over.
perder un partido.
And because I press play, it's just going through them, okay? So this is flashcards for the kids to just kind of review and be able to go over the
Practice, yeah.
vocab and Spanish practice, right? But notice that in addition to that, the kids have something called Learn over here. I can go in here, and then I love how it does this basically, okay? So you can have different types of questions, okay? You can focus on small grouping or terms each round, and you can customize your options to fit your needs when you do it this way. So start learning.
Singer.
So singer, and I gotta figure out which one it is, okay?
Concert. Show.
And I can go right through that as I'm learning this. So that's one option that you do have, and the students are doing this on their own, okay? They also have the ability to write,
Fair.
and then now they have to come in here and be able to write it how what the definition would be in Spanish if I wanted to do that. And it will tell them if it's correct or incorrect, so they can practice writing, okay? They also have the ability to do the spelling. Type what you hear. So I just hear it,
La cantante.
and they just gotta type exactly what they heard right in here. Okay,
The spelling test. That way.
spelling test will be something that way, right? That you could do, right? Exactly. You have a test right here. Okay, 5 written questions. Okay, they're just gonna type their answers, and it will just grade it for them. Okay, that would be, there's some multiple choice ones, and there's some where they actually have to write. It basically takes the learn, the write, and the spell together and puts a test, basically, or all those type of questions, and so on and so on. You have the matching in here, the start game. So notice that as you are doing it, they can to get tickets. So let's look for that one.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, here it goes. Okay.
Oh, cool.
So and they disappear as you are doing it, right? And it has a timer too, right? Think about the kids trying to play this together, right? In your classroom. El entrenador, right? Amusement park, right? I'm just gonna go really quick through it. Okay, so that is the matching. Okay, let's go ahead and go back. Okay, the gravity. My daughter loves playing this one. What was that game? I'll show it to you, and you'll Teresa, you'll tell me the game. Asteroids, I think it was called. But let's get started. So you're trying to avoid getting hit. So
I'm
the
bad
asteroids
with
are coming
names.
down. So I gotta type what it is, right? And I can stop it, and I probably got it wrong, right? But you're trying to stop it from hitting the bottom over here, okay? So notice that one went through and probably hit me, and after a couple of them, okay, I can skip it if I want to, and then some of them are gonna come through, and you can kind of play this game that is called Gravity. Okay, that was it. That was the answer for it. See, I thought I wrote the seed, right? That's what I did on that one. But this is what gravity looks like. Okay, so let's restart, just so you see it. Okay, that's what you will do. Okay, so let's see if I can spell tournament right. It's how it disappeared because I got it right. I don't know how to spell referee. Oh, ref is a ref, I think. No, it has to be referee on that one. Depends on how you put it together in there. That's how it's going to work. So that's a great game that you have too. And then finally, you have by far my favorite game, which is live. Okay, so I'm gonna go in there. Okay, you can do random teams, and you can also do individual. We're gonna do individual today. Okay, so let's go ahead and go in there. Okay, and I can choose that I want the kids to see the word in Spanish and then decide what it is in English. Okay, so I can do it the other way around if I wanted to. So I'm just going to select this one right here. Okay, and it gives them a QR code, or it gives them how to join. So let me see if I can join in here, and then see if we get some players to join us. And they would just enter the code. Okay, so we're in there. So let's go ahead and create the game. And then notice that, again, similar to quizzes, I'm just going to see the leaderboard right here. Okay, but I'll show you what it looks like from the student's point of view in a second. Okay, so it puts them in teams like the ranas, the frogs against the erizos, so just animals. Okay, I can add more players if I want to. I can shuffle the teams if I want to. I'm just gonna start the game. So from my point of view, I can see how the kids are going. Okay, how they're doing.
You should
Okay.
give me. Oh, we can't. Oh, but this is independent, so
This is
you don't even see what
independent
I'm
right
doing.
now, right? So I don't see what she's
Oh.
doing. Great thing is if the students I can see the leading board over here, and if the kids miss twice, they go back to 0. So it becomes really, really interesting to see. I want to show you what Teresa gets to see.
And
as a
when you
student.
get it wrong, it just tells you right off the bat. Like you don't continue, which is pretty awesome. Because
Here's
it gives them that
Teresa's
feedback right
screen. You can
aware.
see that right now. I'll leave Teresa's screen as she's playing.
Oh, hold on.
And she can see who's winning. Her team and my team are right there on top to see who's winning. You can see the race right there, basically, right? And if I go back to my screen, that's where you will see how they are doing, right? So let's kind of finish this one. Let's try to see if we can beat Teresa. She's actually catching up to me right now. Wow.
I don't know what this one is. This is not fair.
And we're just gonna finish it.
Oh, look! It tells me, and it tells me the correct one too.
It does, right?
Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna kind of just finish this. I'll show you Teresa's screen again as we're going through this. Okay, and then let's go back to my screen, and then let's say that whoever wins the game is gonna go there. It'll show you who won the game, right? And then the kids I asked the kids, "Do you guys want to play again?" They're like, "Yeah, let's play again. Let's play again." So you can actually go in there. There are stats in here if you wanted to see it, right? What we learn and so on and so on. Okay, you'll be able to see that, and you can play again. You don't have to have him rejoin the game. You just basically put it in there, and we'll start all over again if you wanted to do it that way. So I love Quizlet Live. I know my students love Quizlet Live too because they get to interact, collaborate, and actually play against each other. Again, you don't have to do the solo. You can do the teams one too, and the team one is amazing. I wish I could show you that one. The kids are all on their own device. 3 of them have the wrong answer and 1 of them has the right answer, and they got to talk to each other and they got to figure out which I got it. Oh, no, I got it. Oh, I don't have it. And they're talking to each other, trying to figure out who in their team has the right answer. And then you can see them moving as a team, competing against the other teams in that classroom. So it's pretty amazing to do the live with in teams. Pretty incredible. Anything else that I missed on Quizlet, Teresa? No? Okay. We're going to move on and we're going to show you the next one, which is called GimKit. Probably one of my favorites.
Obviously.
I have to tell you though that this is not free. It was created by a student in Seattle. It's not free. You can play up to 5 players for free. So if you get creative and you put them in teams, you'll be able to use it that way, I guess. Just wanted I'll go through it really quick. So if you wanted to use more, so again, if you do the pro, it's 500 students, but I'm just using the free one, which is just 5 students to join the game, or 5 teams if you wanted to join the game. So I'm just going to stay with that. Okay, but the reason why I wanted to show you this one, okay, we won't spend time on GimKit Inc. today. We'll do the GimKit Live because the GimKit Inc. is really amazing too, but we just don't have the time, and it's not really the same type of games that we're doing today. But I want to show you what it looks like. So I'm gonna go to GimKit Live. Again, no reason for you to have to create your own sets. You can find them. All of the ones that you see here are things that I did not create. I just found them on the library, and I just took them and made them my own. Okay, so this is something amazing. For the ones that join us for Pear Deck, remember when we did Flashcard Factory, you can take those terms and bring them into GimKit, and you automatically have those in here. I think there was one in here somewhere that it basically came from there. Here we go. The shape terms, you can see the Pear Deck right there. That came from there. So if you did not see that training, we do have it available, and you can go back and see how that works. But in here, just to show you, again, assignments, classes, no collaboration, and seasons, just very, very straightforward what this is. Okay, if I wanted to create a new class and put my games in there, I can do that. Okay, up here I can search for kids, so I don't have to reinvent the wheel. So let's find something that is going to be fair to Teresa this time. Teresa, what should we do?
You can choose whatever you want. It's fine. I'm not offended by losing.
I didn't say that. Okay. As you look for them, you actually look at the questions and say, okay, you know what? That one might work for my class. This one, so I'm going through them, just looking at them. And then I'm looking the one that might actually work. And you can see how many questions they have, when they were created.
It's nice how the questions show
so
right
the
on the
questions
side.
show up for you to be able to see
like
which will be something that you can actually use. Okay. GimKit, honestly, as I've used it with my students, you want to have a lot of questions, okay? Because it goes really, really fast, okay? So if you pick something with 24 questions, I can tell you that the kids are going to run through those questions so fast, and then they're not going to have enough questions, okay? So you do want to pick something
Wow.
that like this 42 questions will be a nice one to have if I wanted to, just so you know, okay? And then since Teresa said that I didn't have to be fair, let's go ahead and go back to one that I actually have, that I actually already created. Let's go ahead and do that, okay?
Hey, I did pretty well. Okay.
You did actually. You actually did. You actually did. So let's go back, okay? So I have a lot of them in here. We'll use this one today to play. What I want you to see that is different. Again, you can play live or assign for homework, but let me show you what happens when you play live, okay? And over here, just so you see it, you can open, edit, report again, copy, add to folder, and archive if you want to. But let's play live. This is what my students love about GameKit Live, okay? That now you just don't have that classic game like Kahoot or Quizzes, right? Or the team mode. Guess what? Trust no one. If you saw that Among Us game, they actually can duplicate that game in
wow.
here and
Yeah,
play
the
it.
kids
Draw
love
that where they actually have
Mhm.
to draw as they're playing, okay?
Mhm.
The floor is lava. If you've seen that TV show, right? And that lava keeps going up and up and up. If the kids have to like beat that, humans versus zombies, as
Oh, they
Halloween is
love
coming,
that.
they love that one. I was talking about Infinity Mode. They love this game about the Infinity Stones, and Avengers is in there. And this is what we're talking about, right? Them playing against me, okay? So basically trying to defeat me. So there's a lot of options. So think about it, okay? After a while, and I agree with the students, quizzes gets boring, Kahoot gets boring, right? Because it's the same
Mhm.
idea, right? So
Yeah.
you do have the option super rich mode, hidden mode, the drain mode. So just to give you an idea what this looks like, let's do the humans versus zombies so they can see what it looks like, okay? So I'm gonna click there, okay? You can start with, you can give them some cash if you want to. You can do, again, change some of the settings right here if you wanted to, the music and so on and so on. We're just gonna do it normal, okay? Just like it is, default settings. Okay, so let's go ahead in there. It's going to basically do the same thing. It's going to tell them to go somewhere. So let's go ahead and join that. If you give us a second to join. And let me enter the code. And I see the winners already entered the arena. And I'm going in there. It's just taking a while for mine to go in. So let's see, 243060. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. And then let's join. Okay, so as you see your students come in, notice that I'm gonna go ahead and press play, and then the animation, it's pretty nice how they do this. Here it goes. Let me show you. So I'm ready. I can shuffle teams. I can reshuffle. So if you had more than 10 players, it would have basically put humans on one side and zombies on the other one. I can reshuffle the teams if I wanted to. Okay, and I can start the game. And the kids automatically, the music just gets them. Sabotage the other team. They love doing that.
What?
And here they go. So again, as the teacher, I just see how they're doing. But I want to show you what Teresa's screen looks like.
Okay. Oh, this is tricky. You want to give me the answer?
Faltan.
Thank you.
And they're earning money what they can use to sabotage the other team. They can continue. But she's got, notice the different types of question, right? The other one was multiple choice. Now they have to actually type the answer. Gusta. And they're earning money.
What do they do with shop? What does that do?
Falta. Okay, and I'm gonna go back to the screen so you can see it, and you can see how the zombies are doing compared to the humans, and the kids just enjoy this so much. It's just one of their favorite games, and again, the ability to have options, right? So it's pretty incredible to be able to do that with the students. Okay, just gonna close it right now. But again, this was GameKit Live, and it's again the ability to have choice, more than one type of game is actually something that I enjoy with GameKit. Anything else to add to that one, Teresa?
No. I was wondering what it does with shop, but I pressed it, and I think it's good.
I think I got out of it. There's some of them. I'm not gonna. We're not gonna play it again. But there's some of them where you actually, when you do
You
them,
can show my screen. I press shop so you can see
did you?
what it shows. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually buy stuff, sabotage,
Yeah,
repair, so
yeah.
and so on, right? So
Strength
actually,
it,
the
yeah.
kids get all into that stuff.
That's so cool. Yeah.
They do love that. I wanted to show you there are some of them, some of the games. I'll go back to my screen just to show you. There's some of the games that actually you can actually do time with them, and I'm trying to remember what was one of them. I want to see. I want to say that the not the infinity. Yeah, the infinity stone might be one that has time. Oh, there's actual money. So that was not the one. Let me just do one more just to see it. It might be the boss one. Yeah, here it goes. So this other type of game over here, you can do it as you say, we're gonna play this for 5 minutes, and then you can do it that way, or you're gonna
Oh.
play it for 3 minutes, right? And then you actually put a timer to it, which adds that other level of competition, right? Because they're actually looking at the timer and trying
Yeah.
to win. So kind of a great game to have too. That's Gimkit. And something similar to Gimkit is called Blooke.com. This is the last one that we're going to do for you today. Very, very similar. Let me go ahead and log in here. Again, it's about classroom engagement. Okay, so let's go ahead and log in. Okay, let's go ahead and log in with Google. So this was new to me, so I do use my Google credentials.
You're cool.
Yeah, right. Again, anything that is news from them, your sets, if you have sets, if you have any favorites, right, you can have them right on this side. On top of it here, you can just play. You can discover like we did before. No reason for you to reinvent the wheel. Let's go ahead and look for something here. Let's do that. Name that animal. Why not? There's one right here. Okay, let's look at that one. Okay, you have the ability, before I go into the plane, you can create again. The stats or reports are there. Okay, there's a market on this one because you can purchase stuff. And the settings are here too. So let's look at this one. Name that animal. We're just going to do it as a host. Okay, so let's go to host. And again, just like GameKit, you do have the ability to do different types of game. Okay, so notice this is like the new one that the kids love, Crypto Hack,
Crypto
because
hack,
they
yeah.
can hack their classmates, right? They can sabotage their classmates. So again, there's so many options for you to use in here, just to give you an idea. There's just so many. Okay. I had the pleasure to sub in a class yesterday, and then one of the assignments the teacher had left was at the end of the lesson. They actually had to play a Blooke, and the kids were asking to play the crypto hack, which is what we did. Notice what it does: ask for questions to mine crypto, so they're mining crypto, and they can hack others. Okay, that's what they can do. Okay, and then let's just host the game so you can see it. Okay, I can add time if I want to, so let's just do like a 2-minute right now. Okay, and then let's host it. And then again, the same concept, right? They're gonna join. Just gonna take that, copy link, so I can join. And Teresa always beats me into the game. There you go. So we're gonna go in there. So we're ready. As a teacher, I'm ready over here. So let's go ahead and start the game. Choose a password. Answer questions. Again, it's a completely different experience. If I wanted to, after this, the kids have seen that I can skip it, but let's kind of look at it. And they love this. Okay, and as we start, I'm going to show you. So 2 minutes, remember? So it's loading. I will show you in a second what the student screen looks like. So I can see the leaderboard over here, and I can show you what...
I have to view your board in order to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, you do it, right? Because we're doing it that way, right? So you're going to pick a password, right? So that's what you do. So I know what Teresa picked as her password, but I'm not going to...
Hey!
Okay, and then you go into the game, right?
Oh, what's
Okay,
this?
and they kind of play through it. And she's mining, right?
Yeah. This is fun.
And again,
Let me do one wrong. I'm just curious what would happen if I do it wrong.
Sure. It's incorrect. And it gives you the correct answer. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And then you, as a teacher, you can see what's going on and how they're doing and so on and so on. And it just becomes a great, great fun game for the students to actually do, again, because of the options of the different types of games when it comes to this. Okay. We're running out of time already. It's going to end. I'm just going to end it. Okay.
When I was winning. Just kidding.
Always, right? And T-Bone did win, actually. You can be the report. So again, these are some of the games that we wanted to show you to be able to use with your students. So something that is very specific to our district and our students is that we actually use ClassLink as our single sign-on launchpad. And what we've done for our school is that in here, for all of our students in their dashboard, we created a folder that is called Gamify Your Classroom. And our kids can just click there and notice that they can join the games. If you're doing a Blooke game, a Gimke game, Kahoot, quizzes, Quizlet, they can just click on here and it's going to take them to just be able to just go and put that code that they need to put in to join your game. So kind of a great way of doing it. So you just basically tell them, go to ClassLink and we're going to be using this particular game and you will do it that way. However, though, we have seen our teachers do it different ways too. Let's say that I was in quizzes just because I want to make sure that I show you that. And let me go back to quizzes in here. And let's say that I was going to assign homework or play this as a game. Let me just go in there and assign it. I can give it a deadline when this game is going to be due. I can continue, right? And now I have my link. I can just come in here, okay? Go back to Canvas because this is what we use in our district. We've seen teachers that come in here and they've used what they call the iframe to put it inside of the rich content editor. But we've seen that when you do that, it looks very, very small. So honestly, if I was doing this, I will actually go to my modules. Honestly, this is the way I would do it. I will go to add, and I will just actually come in here and add an external URL. I will go in there and I will throw the URL that I copied from my quizzes. Okay. I will just call it game for today. I don't know, whatever it might be, right? And I'm going to say that I want to load it on a new tab and I'm going to add the item. Okay. So it's probably been added at the bottom. Game for today. Okay. Let me publish it. Okay. So when my students come in here, and let's go ahead and go to the student view. Okay. And they go in it. Notice what's going to happen. It's going to open the game outside in a big screen, and they're ready to just put their name in them and start, and they can take the game. So I know some of our teachers have gone and done it the other way, where they actually embed it inside of the rich content editor. But I honestly would do it this way because the kids can see it in a bigger screen and they're able to do it. You're going to get the same results. You're going to get the data. It's going to know who the kids are. They're going to be able to add their name. And that's the way I would do it if you ask me. I think that's the best practice. And I think that is all when it comes to gamifying and using those type of games in the classroom.
Wow, that was an amazing session. There's so many things I would want to try with the kids. So thank you. That was great. Do you want to tell them a little bit about what to expect next week?
Oh yeah, I think next week we're gonna still talk about student engagement, but we are going to have a amazing guest next week. Our very own Araceli Garcia, who is actually going to be with us, and she's going to be discussing how to engage students using DBL. So we are really excited about that, and that's going to happen next week.
All right. See you all next week. Thank you so much for joining us.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.